So, really excited to share some great generational fundraising news with you. Joy Olson of BlockBuster Fundraising, and generational fundraising has never been more important to understand because we're all working with probably 4 different generations in our donor base. Recently, I was fortunate enough to attend a webinar with Rebecca Pomerine of Moss Adams and want to share her information with you today. It's wonderful. First things first, the definition of a generation. Of course, there are people that have common experiences, shared values, because they are of a similar age and life stage, and their lives have been shaped with similar conditions and technologies. Very important. Many of our very favorite donors and most generous are from the greatest generation. Traditionalists are your donors 72 years and up, and they're wonderful people. They've gone through the Great Depression, World War II. Duty, honor, country, national pride are so important to them. They believe in dedication, sacrifice, discipline, and patience. They believe in hard times, then prosperity. They believe in doing a good job, that is most important. These donors represent 26% of total giving. This generation has a 24% volunteer rate. 11% donate to human rights causes, and 60% donate to religious and spiritual causes. They're top supporters of emergency relief, troops and veterans, the arts, and advocacy and election campaigns. Now meet your baby boomers. They're 53 to 71 years old, and they are important to you. Your baby boomers have gone through Vietnam, the moon landing, civil and women's rights. They're workaholics. They're competitive. Their success is largely visible. They love trophies, plaques, lifestyle elements. They're optimistic. They're consumers, and they are defined by their job. Baby boomers are so important to fundraisers because baby boomers represent 43% of total giving. Hey, 49% want to know about your finances before they donate. And they're top supporters of first responder organizations. The baby boomers are extremely important to our fundraising success. Meet your Generation X donors. They've seen the fall of the Berlin Wall, the Gulf War. They came of age when our national institutions were under fire. They've seen layoffs, the end of lifelong employment. This company never promised you anything. They're suspicious of boomer values. They've been raised as their parents' friends, and they're free agents. They're cynical and pessimistic. Got your work cut out. Generation X is going to inherit over $40 trillion. Right now, they represent 20% of total giving, and they have a 30% volunteer rate. They are top supporters of health services, animal rights and welfare, and environmental protection. Your millennials are between 20 and 40 years old and are extremely interesting. Millennials have seen 9/11. They're optimistic and self-confident. They're individualistic, but yet group-oriented. They have difficulty focusing on non-stimulating stuff. They're busy. They were helicopter parented. They're race and gender neutral, and like X, they were raised as their parents' friends. They're ambitious, yet appear aimless. Well, millennials represent over 1/4 of the U.S. population and now surpass baby boomers in size. Very interesting. They make up 11% of the total giving and 21%, nearly 22%, volunteer. They're top supporters of human rights and international development, child development, and victims of crime abuse. Let's talk specifics and let's talk communications. Your traditionalists, they like a formal memo. They like detail. They like a nice writing style. They are formal. They prefer print and email, face to face dialogue, or the phone. They like phone calls. And they do some online info and interaction. Well, let's look at baby boomers. They prefer in person communications. They want you to tell them everything, and they like it relevant to their bottom line and their rewards. They're semi formal, and they still like print and email and face to face dialogue, and they are online. If you're communicating with Gen X, you can be direct. You get to the point. They want to know, what do they need to know? They want it relevant to what matters to me. Your style, they're not so serious. They're a little bit irreverent, and they're online. Some face to face meetings are okay if it's really needed, and they love technology. They're playing games and like technology interaction. And finally, if you're communicating with your millennials, they like email and voicemail. And they, if and when they need it, they'll find it online. Thank you very much. It's anything, the context, they want it relevant to right now, today, and my role. And their style is eye catching and fun. And they're online and they're wired and they're seamlessly connected through technology. Here's an interesting projection for 2020, what the generations will look like and what your donor base will probably look like. Only 1% of your donor base are going to be your traditionalists. And then you've got your baby boomers, 22%, and Gen X jumps up to 20%, and Gen Y, 50%. You've got to get to know your new generations. It's important as fundraisers that we understand the impact of generational differences on charitable giving. And it's vital for us to educate ourselves about the giving preferences of each generation. Each generation prefers a different communication channel and a different fundraising strategy. So, in order to be good fundraisers, we must be empathetic and caring. A great big thanks today to Rebecca Pommering of Moss Adams for her generational information, and to classy.org for their great generational infographic. This is Joy Olson of BlockBuster Fundraising saying that goodbye, and I hope that this generational fundraising information will add to your fundraising expertise. Bye-bye and thanks. You can find more information at blockbusterfundraising.com or joyolsongroup.com. And we've got lots of fundraising tips on our YouTube channel at Blockbuster Fundraising. Thanks so much. Bye bye for now.